Good morning, Nudelberg Daily.
I do look like one of the guys. There's no doubt. The guy with the beard? Is that who you're talking about?
Oh, my dude, the beard and the pictures that Grandpa showed me were unbelievable. Good morning, Jimbo.
Boom, 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 boom. You pretty baby. So who loves you? It's Tuesday. Who loves you?
I know you love me. That's one thing I know.
That is a guarantee.
And I know my son loves me.
We had lots of new folks.
I feel like a pretty loved guy, to be honest.
You what?
I feel like a pretty loved guy. I feel like I got a lot of people in my corner.
You know, I think we had a lot of new people yesterday who were spreading the love. That's for sure.
For sure.
Good morning, Kimberly. Andrea, day after your birthday. Feeling good? Baby.
Todd, good to see you. Jeremy, great morning as always. Love to see you being consistent. Good morning, Julia.
Who loves you, pretty mama?
Bob, happy belated birthday yesterday. Hope you had a great day.
Yes, sir.
You got a
I'm wearing another gold farb today.
Took a break from the jacket, switching it up on you. Good morning, Kim.
We are going to have some fun today. Hot topic today. Hot topic on how to grow your business in probably the most significant way that most people do not pay attention to. And I can statistically prove that.
Today's another boat day. Looks gorgeous outside.
Oh, it is a boat day.
It is the FB Marine Boat Day. Good morning.
Do you remember the movie? Do you remember the movie Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead?
When You're Dead? Oh, classic.
So remember boat drinks?
Oh, boat drinks.
Oh, I didn't even think of that until just now.
Wow. Good throwback.
Yeah.
Good throwback.
Good morning, Ann. Coming to us from Columbus. She's from Columbus. Ann Gottwald. Lloyd Gillick in the house. All right, we're hopefully everybody got the music. That was Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. What a great group. If you have not seen the play or the movie is Jersey Boys. It's really fun and a good one to get the day started. There's a reason why I came up with the song today. It's terrific. It's Turn It Up Tuesday. I want to focus on something really, really important. But before we get to that, Mark, today, June 30th, right, is the end of the half year. So it's halftime. That's really special for a guy like you.
I love that. Yeah. And I actually spent a bunch of time last night kind of going through some football notes that I had and just pulling out stuff for content. And I'll never forget the first time I went into halftime with Jimbo Fisher, because it was so different than the previous seasons that I had spent with Bobby. The curtain went up, the board went up, and they got to it. Like it was hey, here's what they're doing. Here are the things that aren't working. Here's how we're going to fix those things. Dog cussing some guys who were just missing assignments and not doing what they were supposed to do. And I mean, in a 10-minute window, just rip through all the things that were going wrong, how we were going to fix them, and get back out there and go. And that was such a moment for me where I was like, oh, this guy is way different than the people that we've been working with previously. So that was a really cool experience. And that's what it's all about, is it's halftime. Make the adjustments, right?
You know, I think that it hits it right on the head. June 30th, this has been a wild 6 months. I mean, by anybody's standards, anybody that's been in any kind of business, whether you're up or you're down, it has been a roller coaster. It's been crazy. So it's halftime, time to look back, what happened, and still plenty of time to affect 2020 and make it your year. So I love that halftime analogy. You get in there, you look at the drawing board, you really get after it. Number two, significant for today is that it is actually National Social Media Day. This was in 2010. Mashable was the one that came out with, honoring Social Media Day. Now imagine 10 years ago, social media was nowhere near what it is today. And when I said that to you, your answer was great.
Every day is social media day.
I mean, really, seriously, McFly, right?
with all the opportunity that's there right now. And shout out to Alex, because I had a call with him yesterday and we had a whole conversation about TikTok, because it's something that I think we can use to repurpose some of the Huddle, and the organic reach there is unbelievable. So as far as content creation goes, it's another great distribution channel.
I just want to shout out and tell Lori Salarillo this morning that I'm very jealous. You know why I'm jealous. I'm just letting you know, when you post publicly that you love Mark Nudelberg, know that these are human emotions here. So
thank you, Lori.
All good stuff. So today we're going to talk about this R word that almost every business I go into does a very, very, very poor job of focusing on referrals. And so I'm going to get into it today, because referrals is really the second act to word of mouth. When you brought up word of mouth last week, that just stirred so much conversation with so many people that I sort of said, there's this one piece of the sales process that when I ask people, hey, what's your process? Bam, 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 bam. They're trying to go find new customers. They're not taking care of the old ones, the ones that already drank the Kool-Aid, the ones that are there to actually serve as a sales representative for them. And a reminder came to me that was maybe the best email I've received in recent time. My friend Scott McGregor, if you don't know who Scott is, look him up. He has a company called Something New. He's one of the dynamos in the recruiting space and the career development space. He's an awesome dude. He did my Tell Me Something Good a couple of weeks ago. Well, he sends me this on Wednesday, June 17th, so I saved it. Scott McGregor. Steve, thanks again for having me on Tell Me Something Good. That was really fun. I just want to let you know I've done a terrible job of asking my friends to keep an eye open for me. So I just wanted to send a note so that you can keep me top of mind if you hear of any of the following when you're talking to CEOs or C-suite leaders. And he basically goes in to detail and arm me with the information so that when I go out and do what I do, someone's going to say something. I'm going, you know what? You should talk to my friend Scott. And I'm going to unpack all of the things that Scott does. But Mark, I thought you might want to comment before I jump in.
Yeah, I thought it was incredible that he made it easy for you to do it. I think everybody goes, I end almost every single one of my virtual coffees with, what can I do to help you? Right? Well, it'd be great if you could introduce me. Great. Who do you want to get introduced to? And then it's a stumbling and bumbling of, I don't really know. How you have to know who it is that you want to meet and then articulate it very clearly so that it makes it easy for me. I don't want to have to spend time figuring out who I should introduce you to. I like you. I want to introduce you. Make it easy for me to introduce it to you, which Scott did right there in that email, 1, 2, and 3 in big bold letters, which was incredible.
And he did it in such a way that it just landed on my plate so softly and so nicely. It wasn't offensive. He didn't make me feel defensive. So I wanted to give a definition of what referral prospecting is. Okay, so prospecting is the big, hairy thing that we need to be doing. Referral prospecting simply means prospecting through the people that you know, your existing clients, your existing contacts and business partners. Start with a list of people that you may know who you want to talk to. Example, business associates, strategic partners, or clients, and just ask them for an introduction. So this is so powerful. There was an acronym that I used years ago, became really vogue. I don't know if I made it up or if I heard it, doesn't matter, called COI. Okay, what was that? So in my world of prospecting, I would run across people who were centers of influence. What does that mean? You all know somebody who he's like the go-to or she's the go-to for just about everything. They're up on trends. They're up on the hip restaurant. They know all the right bands, all of the stuff. They're a center of influence. When they say something, other people tend to follow. So those kind of people, having them in my stable, was so important that in some cases I would, and this is dating back to my cell phone business, I would just give them the phone, or I would work with somebody now just to work with them. Hey, I want you to sample what I do. You're a center of influence. I could 10 times my business just through you, whether you pay me or not. Or I tell you what, I'll create some kind of incentive for you to do it. And some people love that. Some people go, oh, no, I don't take any money for that. I said, I tell you what, I'll take whatever I would have paid you or paid a salesperson. I'll donate it to your favorite charity. So this is a mindset of really, the rule in my book was the Paul Revere rule. You get into it, you talk to everybody, you don't just pick and choose. And everybody can either help you find the next customer or be your next customer.
So unbelievable, because COI you were doing 25 years ago. Fast forward 15 years from that, 20 years from that. I mean, Instagram influencers get paid just because of the amount of people that they have following, because they have influence. Influencer marketing became a thing because of being a center of influence on social media and what you're able to share with people. So social media has never made it easier to have influencer marketing, also never made it easier to ask for referrals, which obviously we're going to get into more of now.
So first, quick break. Shout out to Dave Mack from the Dolphins. Great job making Hard Rock Stadium an outdoor theater. I've only heard amazing stuff. So congratulations to you. Really good stuff. Steve Einhorn, a dear friend, welcome to the Huddle today. So here I want to give you some stats because I don't believe in bullshit. This is reality. There was a study done that found 83% of your existing customers say that they're willing to provide referrals after a positive experience, yet only 29% do. Look at the numbers. They don't lie. So what's the big void there, Mark?
Is making it easy, incentivizing and making it easy. It's just what I talked about before, is everybody wants to refer you somewhere if they like you. The problem is time. The problem is effort. So you have to make it easy and you have to incentivize in order to be able to do that. And I think this is a perfect time for you to share the acronym that you created, because I love this. It's step by step exactly what you should be doing.
This is a Nudelberg original. This comes from the archives. I used it years ago when I was training my salespeople. I still use it today. It's called Arctic, ARTIK, easy to remember. Number one is you have to ask. When working with some of my clients, they get all fouled up about asking. Well, I don't know. We just started. Or listen, there's no better time to ask than when you just did something. I just went and had a beautiful day with FB Marine on the water. There's no better time for Kim to say, who else do you know? And by the way, Kim, I have 2 referrals for you today, because Neil Solomon, a buddy of mine, called and said, look like fun. Can you connect me with Kim? There's one. Bam. So this is organically growing your business if you ask. That's number one. Number two is you have to reciprocate. First grade, man, we learned how to share. So share yours. It's always, hey, thanks. I'm happy to share my world with you. Social media, no better way to do that. One of the best things about LinkedIn is that you can actually do the work yourself and say, hey, Scott, man, just jump into my LinkedIn. If there's somebody there that you want to meet, please, I'm happy to make the introduction. It's called Lion, LinkedIn Open Networker. I'm ready to ask me. I give to get. I write it in my book. So ask, reciprocate.
So prior to reciprocating, I would say, go ahead and do it first. Before you even ask, there's nothing wrong with meeting somebody who you know that you immediately pops in your mind. Wow, I know somebody that would be a great connection for you. That's exactly how I started growing my network when I jumped into the world fresh out of coaching and didn't know what else to do. I just started meeting people everywhere and going, you know what? You should meet this person because you guys seem similar, you're like-minded or whatever. And it's a great way to create value in yourself. And then it makes it even easier to ask.
So Dave Stavali from Worldwide Express, a billion-dollar company that just put together a referral program that incents people, and that's coming up the right next. So we have ask, we have reciprocate, we have timing. Listen, it's not on your time. It's okay, man. Sometimes it's not appropriate to ask, but the timing of how you do, how you ask, all of that really significant. I think it's really important to incent people, regardless of what the incentive is. And studies show that non-money incentives work better than money. Money they can go earn and do whatever, but sometimes it's dinner for two. Sometimes it's a simple, gift card to Starbucks or whatever. But if you pay attention to the fact that it is a new distribution channel for you, the cost of doing that business is the incentive. Listen, for years, I've paid out checks for people who called and said, hey, I got a referral for you. They're always blown away. We have a standard program. And like I said, there are people who say, listen, I do it. I really like you, Steve. I'm going to do it anyway. I go, then give me the name of your charity because I'm making a donation in your name. So I'm honest to it. So ask, reciprocate, timing. Make sure you pay attention to the timing. Create incentives. And the last thing is keep reminding people. It's okay. You're not bugging them. Hey, listen, remember you said you're going to make that intro, so that Arctic I'll post in the Facebook group again. This is significant to add to your process of what you do on a daily basis. So if you do the numbers, even if you just asked for one referral a day, would be 5 a week, would be 20 a month, would be 60 referrals in 90 days. You want to know how to kick the second half of the year in the ass? Ask people who they know who should be doing business with you.
And I think while we're on the topic of referrals and incentivizing, we had done this previously with one of our LinkedIn like pros, but we have another one coming up on the 17th. What a great opportunity to incentivize the Huddle to refer somebody who hasn't been on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the #1 place to get referrals, because you can actually see who somebody knows that you want to be introduced to. So instead of just saying, hey, if you know anybody who hits these 3 buckets, you can actually go climbing through other people's networks and say, hey, I see you're connected to this person. Would you mind referring me? Or do you mind if I use your name? Unbelievable. That's what we teach people, along with a lot of other things going on at LinkedIn Like a Pro. So if you know anybody who needs to get into our course, LinkedIn Like a Pro, we'll incentivize you with a nominal fee to help us.
Attaboy. So Howie Craw, who's in here, right? I went on the Optavia program, and I think I've referred a half a dozen people already who are either on the program.
I crossed somebody yesterday. I did it yesterday.
I mean, it worked, man. It totally worked. So here's a quote that sort of brings us full circle here from Mark Zuckerberg. People influence people. A trusted referral influences people more than the best broadcast message. A trusted referral is the holy grail of advertising. Drop the mic, and just unbelievable.
So to tie it all into last week where we talked about word of mouth marketing, marketing creates inbound leads. That's the entire job of the marketing department, is to create inbound. So as a sales representative, as a sales professional, you have the power to create word of mouth marketing about yourself to create your own inbound leads at the same time that you're asking for referrals, which is all outbound. You've got your two-way street of organically growing your business in the best way possible.
So I also want to bring up a term, and it's getting close to our hard stop, but there's a term called LTV. So we had, the COI, which was really significant, and I have built my career on having COIs in my life, people who are centers of influence, right, that did that for me. Now, my whole strategy on social media is to be top of mind. When someone's having a sales conversation, I want them to bring me up. I want them to say, you know what? This guy knows what he's talking about. You should at least talk to him. I want to be one of the decisions. And then convert all of that. And this is something I had to learn when I was in the phone business. It's called LTV, lifetime value of a relationship, right? So when you're thinking transactionally, it's a one-off. Boom, done. Well, the lifetime value of some of the people that have been in my life, the amount of business, the amount of people, the amount of knowledge, a guy like Warren Struhl, who just I have learned so much from, is immeasurable. You can't put a number on the lifetime value. So I urge you, as you build your sales process, please look at what you're doing, create best practices, and play the long game. That's the thing that, we'll leave with a football reference. The game isn't one-on-one play. It's just not.
And it's not lost on one play. That we used to talk about that all the time. Like, you don't know which play is going to change the game. So you got to attack every play the same way to go get after, which I'm excited to talk on Thursday because we're going to bring a lot of that to the table.
So good music today, really good content. Here's the challenge to everybody. I don't know if you took the challenge yesterday. Did you have a day where you didn't complain about anything? If you didn't complain, didn't you have a great day? Well, do it again today. And today's challenge is ask somebody for a referral. It's okay. You earned it. If you have real faith in what you do and you think you do something well, you're doing somebody a favor. So have an awesome day. Stay on the stay on the ball. Stay on the bail, man. I don't know.
Christian
Stay on the ball, guys.
Have a great one.